This fight was absolutely insane, and I think it actually serves as an example of why Escape from Tarkov has the potential to be one of the best PvP-focused shooters of all time. It is definitely one of my favorite fights I've ever been in my 4,300 hours of Escape from Tarkov, even though I died. So let's talk about it. Oh my God! So this is kind of like a Beyond the Grave on steroids. We died, so I want to break out how we died, but this fight was something kind of beyond that. This fight was kind of everything coming together, everything I love about Escape from Tarkov, everything about the experience that I've had, knowing the map, knowing how to play shoreline, fighting squads, intense PvP, using off-meta weapons, getting malfunctions. It kind of all came together and kind of proves that it's not always about winning the fights, that Escape from Tarkov is really about the experience and the intensity and the stakes that come with it. So as usual, we'll watch the clip back in its entirety. The shoreline fight was insane, and then we'll talk about everything.
I don't know.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. Put two right in that guy's bread basket, but he was okay with it. Of course, the first bullet he shoots.
Oh my God!
Oh no. The malfunction.
Oh my God! So, of course, there's always going to be an element of it's never going to be as intense when you're watching it back as if you were actually in that moment. But I hope that you kind of saw what I was talking about there with how many just like different things came together. Map knowledge, being third party. I'm using an MCX, which is kind of widely regarded as more of a meme gun than an actual like usable meta gun. I got the malfunction in the middle of the fight. It was solo v squad. It was kind of all of these things coming together. And even though I died, I was just so happy to have been a part of that fight. Happy that I took a few down with me before I died. And this was just like so quintessential Escape from Tarkov to me. So we can kind of break down the fight, why it was intense, what I did wrong, what I did right, and just kind of work through this to see if there's anything we can learn from it to be better next time and just kind of showcase how awesome Tarkov is. So we're shoreline, we're showing up obviously late to the resort. We're kind of just shift Wing to the resort just to get some PvP. We come in here and this is one of those areas, man, it's dark. I've got a lot of stuff obstructing my vision here. So I don't really see this guy because I'm looking down a dark hall. and I've just got all that stuff in my face. I get shot at, I push to cover, I push to a wall because I know you're not going to be able to see me at that angle here. I kind of peek him, probably a bad idea. Where he hit me was the thorax. This was a bad peek because my thorax was low. I didn't check where my armor was at, but I initiate a pre-fire. I just start shooting around the corner. He's moved, smart on him. He took the angle, but he doesn't want to hold it there because he knows I'm probably going to re-peek. If I hadn't, my teammate would have here. My teammate does after I move away, so good job on him moving away, absolutely. I get hit again in the thorax, so I'm like, listen, I got to get out of here. As I'm running away, he hits me a few more times, so my armor's trash at this point, multiple bleeds, multiple blacked out limbs. I say I'm going to die, and I absolutely get out of there. I want to be close because if my teammate's going to hit some shots and, you know, kill one of these guys, then I want to be able to support him. But almost immediately, as you hear, my teammate goes down. They're throwing nades at me. I don't know how many there are at this point, so I want to get away. I want to get away from here. I could have ran back the other way along the building, but that just doesn't give me a whole lot of entry points to the building. So I know if I wrap around here, check those corners, because people like to shoot you out these windows, I could kind of sneak around and jump into the building. I am exposing myself to the west wing, but there's not a whole lot of crossfire normally, but calculated risk. I hop in, and I definitely spend a little bit too much time here. I even pull out my keys at one point. I was trying to figure out what to do. Do I need to heal fully? Do I need to start these surgery kits? Do I need to just pop a stim and move? How many of them are they? Where are they now? I hear running above me, which there were guys skybridge, but I don't think it was them at this time because when I ran up, I see them. There was a lot going on. I kind of panicked for a little bit. My armor is low and I'm very, very hurt. And if we want to nitpick the fight, to be honest with you, this was probably an opportunity to heal. With hindsight 2020, those other guys, like I hear fighting, which is why I push upstairs. So the guys that killed my teammate were fighting somebody. And as I push upstairs, I find two more guys crossing Skybridge. This would have been kind of a fight on its own, and this would have given me time to heal up. My armor was still trash, and I know situations like this where my teammate's dead, I know that I don't play necessarily smart. I just want to be a part of the fight, because if I die, I get back to the lobby, I don't make my teammate wait, or if I win, I get amazing content and amazing fights. So, of course, I wasn't really playing too much for survival here. I wanted to be a part of the fight, so I hear the third party and go on upstairs, and I'm just like, hey, let me take this as an opportunity to run up and see if I can clean up something. They're obviously fighting somebody else. Maybe I can use that to my advantage. I hear guys running across Skybridge. Even this was risky a little bit because if somebody was back behind me to my left on the second floor, they would have taken me out really easily here. But you can't not look down Skybridge when you hear people running because they are so exposed. This is such a vulnerable place to be. I try and get through the little rubble here on the first guy, notice the second guy snap to him, and we get the malfunction. The MCX wasn't that bad. I think it was just me full autoing before, it being a little overheated, and you just get that RNG chance. We hit the malfunction and we clear it, and this whole time I'm hearing people push up behind me. Those guys are obviously going to push up because they don't really have anywhere else to go. And I hear somebody chasing me upstairs. Every move, I know somebody was chasing me. And this is where this whole map knowledge thing comes in. I know that I can drop down here. Not a whole lot of people know about this. Not a whole lot of people utilize this. I know that I can get behind anybody if they're still there. I wasn't sure if they were. This second guy was trailing behind. He's probably the one I hit a little bit. I'm able to eliminate him. No breaks though. I immediately hear somebody rounding the corner. I don't really have any places to push. Obviously pushing back along Skybridge is going to be a terrible idea. I'm super vulnerable there. So instead of just waiting here for the nade spam, I thought I was going to be able to get good shots on this guy. I wasn't. I kind of take an opportunity. Right here, my brain is processing. I know I can jump out that window. Is that the right play? I don't want somebody to be able to drop on me. I can't jump out of these windows. I'm not going to jump down Skybridge. I'm not sure if any of these rooms are accessible or if there's a balcony on them. There's not a whole lot of options for me here. So I hear this guy pushing. We toss the nade. It's an M67, so I give an extra second. I break the window before I start running to it so that I know it's already broken when I jump. And right as the grenade is about to blow up, I sneak out, hit the sandbags so you avoid the leg break, and wrap around. Now, what I could have done here was instead of wrapping this way around the building, wrap back in and jump in the window I already broke by like the glass hallway and basically wrap right back in where I was when I first jumped in the building. Another place where I probably should have done that, I would have been disengaged enough and nobody would have been able to like directly push me without me hearing them, that I could have potentially popped a heal there, topped off a mag. As you see, ammo becomes an issue here. I could have done that, but My brain was just like, I jump out, I hit the sandbags, and I wanted to keep going, and I'm moving. Luckily, I was paying attention to the fact that if somebody runs down these stairs, they're going to hear and see me. So as soon as I see those feet, I bring my gun up and just start point firing, just trying to get him away. I know it's not likely that I'm going to kill him through the window as well. All I want is for him not to peek. I click. I run out of ammo. So I'm trying to do a reload, rounding the corner. He shoots at me from that window, or actually his teammate does, the same guy with the red hats pushing around here. We kind of see him, pre-fire, boom, take him out. And then this is where I fell apart for me. I actually did the right thing here. When I watched this mag, knowing I hear this guy running, I've killed 2 people. I know I'm probably on my last mag. I've got the 60 rounder in. I know I've got the angle. I've got the right side peak. I hold it. I turn the flashlight on to attempt to blind. And I attempt to pre-fire. The right thing here was to pre-fire and have this guy walk into your spray. I attempted, I just didn't do it low enough. As you can see, as soon as I start firing, before he walks out, I walk up and right over his head. The plan would have worked. He would have walked right into my point fire. It looks like he had a pretty chunky helmet on, but I had the AP round, so if I had hit him in that visor, but the recoil took me up. If I had started lower on my pre-fire, knowing that the MCX has a bit more of a vertical kick, I would have hit him probably, stomach, thorax, and right up to the face. But instead, I started and I go right over his head there and to the left. And he does the same thing. He swings and pre-fires. This is like a big old ego swing. I'm assuming he's thinking that I'm hurt, which I very much so was. Both of the guys I killed actually didn't damage me at all. I'm still super hurt from the fight earlier. Blacked out stomach, blacked out arm, very low armor. And this guy, whatever ammo he had, he was able to just swing around and absolutely annihilate me. So this is one of those things where I talk about all the time where getting better at Tarkov doesn't always mean you're inherently winning all of your fights. Sometimes it means you're just lasting longer in harder fights. Tarkov is always going to be a game where sometimes, even if you made the right decision, the odds are going to be stacked against you. I had no idea how many was in this squad, how early they got here, how many was in the squad that third partied. My teammate got killed early. Like sometimes it's just a rough fight to take. Of course, if I was playing for survival, if this was early wipe, I would have disengaged from this fight and not taken it. But I want these experiences. I want these insane fights. If I had won this fight, it would have gone down in the history books for me. So I was okay with taking it, knowing the risks, but it just shows you that getting better doesn't always mean winning. I did a lot of things right here. I play a lot of shoreline, and the map knowledge is really what kept me alive here. Knowing that when I hear somebody above me, they're probably running from Skybridge, knowing that I can run up to third and then drop down and get behind somebody, knowing I can make it out of Skybridge without damaging myself too much, knowing when to pre-fire and when to hold right side peaks. I did a lot right here, and that's what was able to net me those 2 kills and kind of keep me alive this long. But at the same time, there's always stuff to be critical about. One, I probably over reloaded. There were multiple times where I reloaded to a 60, shot a few rounds, and then reloaded to a 30. It's just something, it's a hard habit to break, especially when you're in combat. The last thing you want to do is hear that click. And I even did hear it a few times in this fight. I probably over reloaded and then start that pre-fire lower, kind of know your weapon, know if that's going to be an issue. And then of course, a critical thing I could make was I didn't need to take this fight at all. But this was just one of those insane ones I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to break down. I really think it shows a lot of potential of how cool these fights can be and how intense Tarkov can be. This wasn't desync. This wasn't cheaters. You know what I mean? I died because I made mistakes. I died because I was overwhelmed. And that was it. This was just an all-around good, amazing fight. So we wanted to break it down. I hope it helped. I hope it kind of gave you an example of how sick these fights can be. And additionally, kind of showed you how to apply some of these things, pre-firing, right side peaks, map knowledge, to create these cool experiences. So I hope this helped, and I hope that you go out there and have some of the best PvP fights you've ever had in Escape from Tarkov. If you like the content, if you like videos like this, think about dropping a like or commenting down below. Subscribing to the channel helps me out a lot. About 70% of the people that watch the videos don't subscribe, so if you want to click that button, that would help me out a ton. We've got a Discord. It's a great place to be. Check that out below. And I also stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch all the time. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.